Hello, hello, and welcome back. Today we'll be discussing episode number 28 of the Play Dicely campaign, Wax on the Cake. Firstly, I just want to say, you're probably like, whoa, you're not Dallas, and you would be correct. She was a little busy this week, so I was happy to step in to fill in the recap role, and I appreciate her for having done the last 27 episodes so far. Like, what a treat. And you'll likely see other members of the cast step into this position from time to time. So be sure to catch up on these recaps and follow up on the story. So we join the party at the Wanderlust Inn. Abe and Nell are having an arm wrestle, kind of foreshadowing their upcoming gladiatorial match. And the rest of the party is informed about the messages that Drac had sent to his mother and Gideon's friend Monty. Then the party calls it a night after figuring out their plans for the following day. And the big question arises, is Grobo still going to be there the following day? Or was he just a 24-hour wild surge? When Azaria wakes up in the morning, they find that little Grobo is in fact still there, asleep, head against the door. And it seems that he's sticking around. And it is now the 14th day of the month of Fading Sun, which means it's Nell's birthday. And party members begin planning gifts and surprises for their friend. After a quick breakfast, most of the party heads off to the Arcanet University of Applied Magics to speak with the Shandier of this campus, Shandier Tarset, to update them of Azaria's research on druids. Elwyn and Drac scope out the library for future visits, and then the party goes and schedules an appointment with the Grand Arcanist, Charity Cozybug. Afterwards, they all reconvene and head off to the Inventors Guild, where Gideon is hoping to cash in this coupon that he received from Maramus back in Valenbridge. Looking for a gnomish gentleman named Eckhart, the party finds him in his workshop, suspended in a net. Clearly some gadgetry gone wrong. And after they set him free, Gideon begins to talk shop and figure out what he's going to be doing with his pistol. Out of the options Gideon was given, he decides on going with a gun that learns his fighting style, which is to say, it's going to be a +1 magical weapon, and at a future level up, it will eventually evolve into a +2 magic weapon. The rest of the party questions Eckhart about potential magical item commissions, and then they all go shopping for Abe and Nell's costume pieces for the Beast Slayer and the Phoenix for their fight coming up, among other things. And that evening, Gideon hijacks the Wanderlust Inn kitchen to prepare a special birthday dinner for Nell and the party. And Brian did such a fantastic job at describing this thing. Like, he always goes ham, food pun intended, I guess, on these like food descriptions. Like, oh, what a gem to include in these games. I mean, we always get hungry after hearing his food description, so kudos to Ryan for that. However, the birthday isn't all happiness for Nell, as she is now officially older than her twin sister, who is frozen in time thanks to a wild magic surge that had occurred. Or so Nell thinks. Nell asks Elwyn to contact Finn and see what's going on back in Varmhall Village, and he reports that the frozen family members have moved from the positions that Nell had said they were in, though not far. So it seems to confirm that they're not frozen in time, but instead they're going incredibly slow. She then borrows Drac to help her perform a ceremony for her birthday and asks Drac to send a message to her twin sister Runa, who is theoretically slowed down in time. And Drac sends the message, but doesn't receive anything in return. Then the big day comes. It's Abe and Nell fighting at the Prolium as the Beast Slayer versus the Phoenix. And the owner-operator of the venue seems to have gone all out on his promotion because there is quite the sizable audience for this matinee performance. As everyone gets into their seats, Abe is adorned in a dark armor and red war paint, and Nell has these fiery gems and a flash-flammable cape. And as the match is about to begin, the arena turns into this mixture of obsidian and magma, and the battlefield is totally different from when they stepped in. The rest of the party cheers along with the rest of the crowd as fire is hurled, weapons clash, and a very confused unicorn joins the fray. The two of them are brought down to the edge of their life, but Abe gets the final blow, and Nell careens into a pool of magma. But just as she's about to hit, is teleported back into the dressing room and saved by the death wards that had been placed on the both of them. In the stands, Drac notices that there's an individual that has a visible aura to them that is being escorted out of the venue by a Milesian Enforcer, which is the magical law enforcement within the Ascendancy. Once Abe and Nell receive their payout and rejoin with their friends, they learn that the fight was attempted to be tampered with, and the individual responsible was likely taken to Milej headquarters for questioning. Since the party would be joining a bigger fight the following day with the champions of the Prolium and are concerned about that situation, they head on down to Milej headquarters to see if they can learn anything about the intentions of this individual that had attempted to mess with this match. The individual at the front desk tells the party that they'll need to speak with the person in charge of that interrogation, which the party learns is someone named Justicar Elsinius Woodfellow. And there are some pretty big implications to the pair of these names. For the more lore-inclined, the last name Elsinius is the last name of one of the noble houses of Lodothram, the main city within the Wilder, and also, specifically, the last name of the king of Lodothram. The other last name, as many would probably have noticed, is shared with Elowin. And Dallas has such a great reaction to this, so she just visibly tries to hide. Oh, I am very interested in seeing how this plays out, how the party reacts to all this in-game. If you're looking for some of that intrigue and what's going on with all these characters, yeah, you're not going to want to miss the next section. I think I said section, I meant session. You're not going to want to miss the next session. And speaking of which, our next session's actually going to be a little different from our usual time frame. It's going to be Sunday, May 29th, but it's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of our usual evening. So be sure to join us in our midday session as we deal with this cliffhanger I've introduced and theoretically get into yet another fight at the Prolium. This time, it'll be the Seekers of Sicramund versus the Champions of the Prolium. And until next time, stay healthy, stay kind, and as always, play dicely. Bye-bye!